Toby with me tonight. It's just too hot. It's 28 degrees. And me and the old Duchess, we decided it was going to be too hot for him. So he's at home looking after his mother. Us, well, we're going to be looking on going down the old railway line. So we're going to get past the playground where all the kiddie wings are. And then after that, we'll just keep chuffing down the old railway track, thinking what it must have been like for families having their days out in Withensea. Families coming from places like Hull for a day out at Withensea, or coming from further afield like Sheffield, Barnsley, Doncaster. Or the Woolen district like Batley, Bradford, Halifax and Huddersfield coming here for a week. I know when I were a boy. I agree, I'm good. How are you? Hi Tim Timony. Yeah, all's well, but I've not got Toby with me. It's just far too hot for him. It's up at 28. And I just thought it's just going to be a bit warm. The old Duchess said it's going to be too warm for him as well. So we decided he'd stay at home with his mum. And I thought, well, we can just come down the old railway line. We're not going to be able to get very far. We'll get about 3 miles, I think. We've done it before, haven't we, Guy? It's a nice walk. It makes a nice change as well from what we normally do. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. You're in Brid, are you? Oh, we should have known that. I was in Hornsey earlier on today doing my coast watch duties. So what you doing in Brid? It is, Guy. It's a lovely walk, isn't it? I had thought at first with Toby we might not be too bad on the track. Then I thought, well, I don't know, because it does get exposed. You've got the sun beating down. I thought it'll be too much. I'll take him for a walk around Valley Gardens or something later on. But he weren't very happy with me going out without him. Only 21. God, I wish I were in Brid. Yeah, I like Brid. We had a friend living in Brid up to just over 12 months ago. She died. She had cancer, unfortunately, and she died. Her husband shipped out and he's living with his son now in Manchester. They used to live in Leeds and we'd known them for years and years and years. And then they moved to Brid. We moved to Withensea. They sold their house in Leeds and then they were renting. And they had about 3 or 4 different addresses this last 10 years. Anyway, last March, I think, or April, she was called Pat. She died. Just passed away. You know, when you die, it's not you what suffers really. You're gone. But it's those who are left behind, isn't it? Hi Edward. Hi Dave. Hi Carol. Hi Carolyn. How are you? No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right, Carolyn. Absolutely correct. No, I don't like this weather either. I like it, but it's just too much. Just too hot. Mind you, in all fairness, beginning of June, it was still cold here. Hard to believe, but summer didn't really get going until the back end of June, about the third week in June. Just awful. When I think of like last year, from the middle of March, like end of the second week in March, summer lasted right the way to late October, early November. It was warm, and then it's only this last few weeks I've been going out without a jumper on. See, it's a shirt, short sleeve shirt. That's good. I can just imagine this trains on this track. It'd have been amazing, wouldn't it? All them families on board coming for the day out on the seaside. Lots and lots of people from Hull. Because in them days, you know, jobs in Hull weren't really high paying. You got your trawler men and they got a good wage, but they were known as like 3-day millionaires. They get paid off at the end of the voyage. You know, the ship's owner, the trawler's owner would sell off the catch, and the men would be paid, and then 3 days they'd be in all the pubs and things, going absolutely mad, getting themselves new suits, new shirts, whatever else, and then 3 days later be back at sea. But everybody else, I think it was quite hard, to be honest. The people who topped and tailed the fish, gutted them, packed them, I don't think they earned a lot of money. It was hard work, long hours, and that were about as good as it got. You fed your family. So your day trip to Withensea was big, was huge. And in them days, you didn't really have much in the line of birth control. I think you had condoms, and the other method, I think, was whipping it out at the opportune moment. And that was about as good as it got. So, families were big. women of childbearing age gave birth to big families, which she brought up in 2 up and 2 down houses. Probably couldn't wait for the husband to get back to sea. And the others, well, we just had to manage. In them days, I don't think you had benefits like they have them now. So they had to work. Long hours. It is tough. No, I haven't. I haven't in Timony. Not been to all compass points. Oh yeah. Where's Toby? He's at home, Edward. It's just too hot for him, so I've left him at home. Well, that is true, Dave. You do get people getting heat stroke and things, but the majority of people will die due to cold weather, being unable to heat their houses and things. Tim, no, I'm just saying, if you go back to those days, when you had this railway line, like in the 40s, 50s and early 60s, that was what they had. That was the only birth control measures open to them. Condom, or else, whip it out at the opportune moment. That were it. There was nothing else available. And the question of, like it or lump it, if she gets pregnant, oh well, another mouth to feed. I mean, my mum told me about things. There was always a woman what lived close by who knew about those things. So if a woman finds herself pregnant for the umpteenth time and she's thinking, how am I going to feed this one? There was always somebody she could turn to who would help her to abort it, who knew what to do. Might cost some money, because people don't do things for nothing, but at least, she'd think, I don't have another mouth to feed. So that's another form of contraception, really, isn't it? I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I remember my mum telling me about that. A family friend, well, one of our relatives was a doctor, Dr. Eddie Becker, part of my family. When my family came over here, part of the family went to, in the early part of the 20th century, some of them ended up in Ireland. Well, my uncle was one of them. And eventually came over to the UK to practice. And he told me mum, or whether he told her or told my grandparents and they told me mum, I don't know, about various women who he knew of who would help to abort babies. So that was what we used to do. Like I said, I'm not condoning it, I'm not condemning it. I mean, if you've got 6 kids in a 2-bedroom house and you're having to live on a man's wage, supplemented by a low women's wage, sometimes you do what you have to do, don't you? You know, it's really lovely just here. Got a nice breeze. I'm sure Toby will be alright over here. We've got the breeze, so that's nice. It's cool. I'm getting a bit warm, but I'm going to shower when I get home, we'll sort that out. You can see around here would have been a passing place on the railway line. So one train would have entered. See, it's quite wide. Got somebody out riding up on the bike. And thanks for that. I've no Toby, it's 28 degrees, so the old Duchess and I thought about going out, and we both thought it's better he doesn't. It'll just be too much for him. If it's like 23, 24, I'm kind of, it's marginal. 28, it's just too hot. So I've left poor Toby at home for his own good. We weren't happy. All right. So what time were you going through Hull at then, Tim? Bad day when you've got the wind blowing, Dave. It's nice. It's coolish. Yeah, we've got a northwesterly wind coming in. But when the wind, when the wind stops, it soon gets very warm again. Mind you, it's not as hot as it was the other week when I was in Burnley. My God. At one point, it was 37. Yeah, no, I know you're in bed now. I wasn't sure whether you went to bed yesterday or today. You got it at 24. 21 in bed, that sounds like paradise. about 80, 82 or something like that at 28, aren't we? But the breeze is nice. That breeze kind of calms it down. Stops it from getting too hot. Remember, I live just at the back of the lighthouse. Well, I've been on my feet most of the day. You know, coast watching on my feet all the while. And then I'm out again. And my foot's doing okay. I really think I'm coming to the end of that plantar fasciitis. None of that I'm enjoying walking. Also, I'm able to get a decent pace. I normally walk at about 3 miles an hour. And I've gone down to about just over 2. So I am quite happy with it. I think those insoles plus the massage I've done, plus that stuff I've been putting on my foot, together it's all worked a treat. On Wednesday, I've got to go to the diabetic clinic at Hull Royal Infirmary. It's alright, I've sorted it all out, I know where it is, I know how to get there. So I'm good, I'm going by bus because I won't want to drive back because of the stuff up on my eyes. So I'm alright with that. I should be there at 11:35. But you know what these things are like. You can wait, sign, die forever to be seen. So I'm giving you fair warning. Wednesday, I expect by that time I'll be out. But what I might do, what I'm thinking of doing, if I can't get back to Withensea for 4:30, what I'm gonna do is go for a walk round Hull. Walk from the hospital or wherever down Holderness Road or Hessel Road. Go and have a look at the river as well. We'll see. Yeah, thanks Tim Timony. Hiya Jay, how are you? You alright, Jack? Well, come on Dave, you must have an opinion on England's win last night. Even I know through to the finals, and what do I know about football? But I know that. This morning on Radio 4, they were going on and on, which is fair enough. This is a new era in British football, they were telling us. But hey, after 60 years of hurt, we're now in for 60 years of success. That's what they were saying. Well, I don't know about that. We have a sports aficionado who knows a lot more than any think there's a Nando's on the St. Alexander, well, not Alexander, St. What's it called? I can't think of his name. Where B&Q is. St. Andrew's Quay. It used to be St. Andrew's Dock at one time. A massive fishing dock, the biggest in the world. Biggest fishing dock in the world. And some of it's just left, a lot of it's just left derelict. But part of it we turned into a retail park. That's about 3 miles from the bridge. Ah, right. I kind of knew that, Dave. I thought to myself, Ed would notice you weren't there. I noticed, and I thought, I know why. You're waiting for England's match tonight, I thought. I'm not staying up to watch it, but I definitely knew somebody who would. So, yeah. Yeah. No, you've got to give it them. After Dr. Congo, they've really pulled it back, haven't they? No, they won Dr. Congo, didn't they? I think they lost the first game and then won the next 2 games. So, yeah. They pulled it back. And, you know, you've got to give it, you've got to hand it to them, you've got to give credit where it's due. It's amazing that they've been able to do that. Whether they'll get 60 years now of good fortune, I don't know. I remember the 66 World Cup. I lived in London, I remember in London now. 3-4 months, something like that. I remember watching it. The guy who owned the house, at the time when I did my group, 2 sisters and his stepfather, and the bloke who owned the house, he had and he said to me, "Come to watch it." I remember watching it. I remember Bobby Moore. He was Wimbledon's favourite son at one point. Carrying the cup. I think this may have been a station at some time. But the buildings have all been knocked down. Masonry crushed. Got somebody. time I ever walked down here, I was with Alfie, and he was my other dog, and it was during lockdown. And the people that lived here had a big dog. It was like a German Shepherd. Got the fear of God into me. Didn't worry Alfie, though. He wanted to have a go at it. Well, I've done 6,100 steps today. $440 calories. You know, this gimbal's really handy, isn't it? You remember before when I just used to hold me camera in front of it and hope for the best. Compared with them days, it's just absolutely amazing. Came round here last time, it's only about a month ago, and a lot of this undergrowth, a lot of it weren't around, was it? It was just, we're all very short and windswept. And now, look how much you've got. Yeah, true. Yeah, that is very much so, Tim, to me about the flat hills. Yeah. No, Alfie was a Jack Russell. He died a couple of years ago, just over 2 years ago. And the first time I came round here on this walk was with him, and when we went past that farm just down there, they had a big German Shepherd dog. He came out to have a go at us. Oh my God, Alfie wanted to have a go at him. Luckily it was on a chain. It put the fear of God into me when he came running out. What I should have had, and I didn't have any on me at the time, were some treats, and I could have given him a treat, and that had calmed him down. I think the most I've ever done in a day 156,000 steps. And that was on the last day of May. The last week of May, I did 267,000 steps. And then this plantar fasciitis thing, it came back with a vengeance. It was kind of going. And then it just came back. Now it's going again. I can't really get into my walks, long walks, until it's gone. Like I'm a member of a rambling club and I can't go out with them. I know at my own pace, I'm alright for about 5 miles. Push comes to shove, I can manage 8 miles, no problem, but I'm in pain afterwards. So I've got to try and then I'll be right back at square one. Right now though, I think I'm doing alright. You know, it's a bit like walking in this wind. I can imagine what it would be like in America, in Hawaii or somewhere like that. You know, miles and miles and miles of flat ground where you get winds. Or Kansas. See, now the wind's gone down a bit. And it's just nice. Kansas, well, the other state's Kansas, isn't it? You got Kansas City, but the state that Kansas City is in is Kansas. It's where the Wizard of Oz is supposed to have took place. It's flat, and you've got literally miles and miles and miles and miles of wheat fields. Never been. It's on my bucket list to go to America. Hire a car in Boston or somewhere like that. And get over to Route 66. And drive over to San Francisco. Give the car back. Probably try and get the train to New York and fly home. You know, stay on the train for 3 or 4 days and Vancouver would be interesting as well. Things you'd see on your journey would be amazing. Butterfly on the ground, centre of the screen. I enjoyed that. Let's come here now. I'm not sure. Ask Jack about that. He lives in Florida, so he might know. But I know what you're on about. You see the tumbleweed. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think those who go yee-haw, I think they live in the Appalachian Mountains, in places like West Virginia, the hillbillies. Now a lot of them, originally the hillbillies, were Irish Protestants who left Ireland, and like a lot of the people from Europe, they'd gone to America for a better life. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Probably a Canadian Pacific train, Timony, if I were to do that. I think in America it's different. You can get yourself a Chevy or something to go from one end of a country to the other. But I think it might be, I'm not saying it'd be impossible, but it might be more difficult in Canada. I mean, I think in America there's always a truck stop somewhere, and that helps. Oh jeez. Oh, tumbleweeds as big as a Volkswagen Jack. Oh God. Yeah, it was beautiful. Was that what it was, a red admiral butterfly? You know, my mum knew all of them. Well, she was like an encyclopedia of insects, flowers, you name it. Old English types of food. I can remember her once making nettle stew. She cooked this nettle, that it was a huge thing. She cut it down and she cooked it. She knew what mushrooms, another butterfly, I don't know if we're going to get to see it. Little white ones. She knew the difference between mushrooms and toadstools, what was and what wasn't edible. I don't think she certainly wasn't into the mushrooms that were magic, but she certainly knew which ones you could fry up. She was absolutely amazing. Spanish moss. obviously originates in Spain. And I know what moss is. Certainly turning out to be a lovely walk this evening, though we haven't got Toby with us. I'll make it up when I go home though, with sausages and ham and other treats. I mean, I'll take him out when it gets a bit cooler. All right, excellent. Hi, Dave. Yeah. Wait for the afternoon before you could. I don't know what that was. Somebody shooting. Don't shoot me. Sounded a bit like a 12 just Timothy, does Toby get on with all the other dogs? Yes and no. It does, to a point. All beaches is 100% fine with. This is about as far as we can go, I think. Or is it? I think this is where it gets nasty. If a dog shows him the slightest bit of aggression, he wants to have a punch up. If a dog doesn't show him any aggression at all, he's fine, he won't show any aggression. But if he senses any aggression, that's it, he's after a punch up. He doesn't care how big or how small the dog is, he just wants a punch up. Now I found out what's at the other end of this. Now we're thinking of battling my way through it sometime. Probably with some weed killer and spraying it. Spray a path. But apparently what we have is a swamp with a butterfly. Quite a few of them actually. Little white ones. Very fragile, aren't they? Obviously somebody has gone through it, because there is a pathway, although I know Toby wouldn't do it. I think this is about as far as me and Toby have ever gone. Well, folk, I think we'll turn round. I will come back up here at some point and just see what there is on the other side. Somebody was telling me that if you do get to the other side, there is a swamp, but we can access the track again from Winstead, which is possibly about 2 miles down there. So it's going to be a walk that for me and Toby once my foot's better. Coming on at Winstead and just carrying on till we get to Hull or something like that. And then coming back on the bus. But I don't know if you can take dogs on buses or not, because I'll have to find that out. I know enough of the bus drivers, so I keep meaning to ask one. I know going back years ago you could, but I don't know about now. Swamp moss, gotcha. Yeah, dragonflies are beautiful. Yeah, that's just about true. Thanks. I don't think I'm doing bad. I'm 71, nearly 72. In November I'm 72. So I don't think I'm doing all that bad, really. To be honest, Timothy. I mean, I think of a lot of blokes at my age. You know, they just don't get out of the chair. Or if they do, a long walk is a walk to the pub. What will I walk when I get home? I don't know. Let's have a quick shufty. According to this, it's I've done 8,000 steps. How many I've had 579 calories. I don't know whether I'll make up 1,000 calories by the time I get home. When you think of it, this time last year, I weighed almost 16 stone. And then I went down to 12. I'm about 12 and a half now. Because I put a bit back on over winter. I've not been able to lose it because of my foot. But hopefully that'll start improving somewhat now. Oh, it is some of that. You're right about them hanging round near water. When I was about 7, I lived near a mill, a cotton mill, in a place called Middleton. It's between Manchester and Rochdale. Anyway, as kids we used to play I reckon we shouldn't have done. We used to play it near the lodges. Whatever you know, whatever your parents tell you, you always know better. I'd be about 7 at the time. My sister Michelle was about 5 maybe. I wasn't with her, so what she were doing down there, I don't really know. But she got trapped in some reeds. And one thing she saw was the dragonfly. And she said she had told the dragonfly to go and get my mum. Anyhow, my mum realised Michelle wasn't at home. And she was frantic. And she went looking for him. She found Michelle caught in these reeds. And Michelle maintained the dragonfly was flown to my mum's house. To my mum's, back of our house, and to tell my mum that Michelle was stuck. Funny the things you remember, isn't it? I've got some kids here on the bikes. Got a dirt bike there. Just a place for stuff like this, isn't it? No thanks, mate. I'm alright, mate. I've only ever been. Hey?
No problem. Do we know you to the vlog? It's on live. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've done it.
Go on.
Yes, it's on
Lovely out here.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I know you'll find them near water. I think they live most of their lives. They live most of their lives near water. No, they're just local lads. They live in Withensea. Those lads live in Withensea. Just local lads. I mean, come on, this place is ideal, isn't it, for going out on your bike? Make as much noise as you want, do what you want. No one's going to have a go at you. You're not going to see anybody apart from some eccentric YouTuber. Round here, basically, people are really nice. Need to be a bit careful. Well, I nearly went flying there. Yeah, I think the lads will be coming back in a moment. But one of the white butterflies. In Lancashire, around the cotton mills, you often get cotton growing. It's not the good stuff that you would get from the southern states of America. It's weedy and it's weak, but it's still cotton. You couldn't do anything with it. You can't like spin it and get decent long strands. In the mill towns, lots and lots of it used to grow. I don't know if it will do even now. Still there, although cotton's no longer processed in Lancashire. The old days of cottonopolis went a long time ago. Only time I've ever been on a motorbike was when I was about 15. My mate got a motorbike. I think the guys are coming back, so. I'll just go a bit farther, just let them get past me. There they go. Yeah, and he said, Daryl, do you fancy a ride on my motorbike? Just round the block. I said, yeah, I will do. So I said, well, jump on. Now, this was in the days before crash helmets or anything. I lived in East London at the time. So I jumped on the bike, thinking we were going round the block, probably down the next road and back again. What seemed to be hours and hours and hours later, turns out only about an hour and a half, we stopped. I was shaking like a leaf. My mate said, do you know where we are? Not really, no. My mate was about 17. I said, not really, no. I thought we were in North London somewhere. We were in Birmingham. The M1. I thought we were on the North Circular Road or something like that. And I thought, well, we're going to get back. The same way as we got here. Hold on. We're okay. I thought, I'm going to have to absolutely terrified. That would be I've never been on a motorbike since then. My son, who's got a BMW 900cc bike. And that's something. It's like a big stallion. He wanted a bigger one. Space conditions. They've got like an outbuilding at their house, and it's a question of being able to get the bike in the outbuilding, and that's like the biggest they could get that would fit inside. So he's thinking of having it outbuilt there, that firing again. Of having the outbuilding modified or something, so he can get the bigger bike in. I've never been in them. He's cycled all over Europe on it. You know, he's gone down to Folkestone, gone through the tunnel, out the other end, rode down to Italy a few times. Italy, Slovenia, Croatia. He's certainly been around on it. He loves it. It put the fear of, you see, I couldn't, because I'm holding onto him, my mate, who was a lot bigger built than me. So I've got my arms round him on that bike. I could not see, I didn't know where we were. I thought we were on the North Circular Road or something like that. I just didn't know, how fast we were going or anything. We just stopped. He said, do you know where we are? I said, no. Birmingham. What? I forgot here on the bike, stupid. Oh. How are we going to get back to London? Same way as we got. I can't do it. You're going to have to do it. I can't. Look, you'll be all right. Just hold on to me. You will be fine. Coming back, it probably took about the same amount of time. It seemed like hours and hours and hours. Because I knew where we were now. I can remember we stopped at the Ace Cafe. It was still open. Before it closed. So about 1967, 68. Something like that. He's going, I'll get you a cup of tea, Darryl. I was shaking like a leaf. So we had a cup of tea. Come on, we're going home now. I'll take you home. I never went out again on that bike. He'd only just got it that day. I bet, to be honest, I bet he wasn't even insured on it. 'Cause you didn't think about them things. Yeah, from the East End. At the time I lived in Whitechapel, just at the back of Whitechapel Underground. So kind of slap bang in the middle. I still remember going up to Aldgate and up Commercial Street. I remembered that. And I remembered other bits. But then I thought we were on the North Circular. I just didn't, because I couldn't see where we were. So I didn't know. I never told my mum. Mum just thought I was out here or there with mates. So I told my mum she'd have gone absolutely mental, so I didn't tell her. I didn't tell my stepdad, but I never told him anything anyway. If I tell her, I said to me, I said, don't tell my mum. So she'll bloody bar me. I think if either of my sons had done that at that age, I'd have gone mad at them. Ruben got his first bike, I'm a bit concerned. I know my wife was really concerned. He got his first bike after Ruben, so how old is he now? Born in 1983. So he's 43 now. He'd be in his 30s when he got his first bike. And neither of us were very happy with it, but we thought we can't tell him anything. He's an adult in his own right. But we're both concerned. I'm not now. he has a good life and he enjoys it. And if he wants to ride down to Croatia or go around the Swiss Alps, which he often does, yeah, why not? Yeah, I still think about that dog. Even though I've not seen it, I still wonder whether it's around. I don't think it is. Certainly has a lot of stuff, this guy. Plant. Not sure where that goes. It's certainly a road, nothing on it which says private. I think that'll probably go up to Batterington Road. Holland. Not our part of Holland I go. But another part of Holland that takes to Batterington. Well, we've done 10,155 steps today. I've probably done about 7 miles by the time we get home. A mile a bit before, and I think about 3 mile, then about 3 mile back. Certainly been a lovely day today. When I was at Coast Watch earlier on, there was a huge aeroplane, an RAF plane, it was going fast. And it was only like, we're kind of elevated and this aeroplane, RAF plane, Airbus A400 cargo plane, and it was only going slow and it went right past us. Amazing, really. got it up on my phone, and it was based at Bryce Norton. So I don't know what it were doing up there. Some sort of exercise, maybe, I don't know. Amazing to see it. I think it's the aeroplane that's taken over from the, I can't remember what it's called, the Hercules. You know, that's going out of service and they're bringing this new plane in. And I think that was it, the replacement. It was amazing seeing it. Last time we came in, the drain, a lot. You look at the drain now. I don't go too far. You see there's water in it, but the last time we came, the water was a lot higher. It'll still be quite deep. Yeah, my foot's still holding out, okay. Well, we walked 5 miles, so I think by the time we get home it'll be 7. I wish I could, to be honest, right now, Jack. Oh, you saw it as well. Right, you saw it as well then. Be about dinner time, just before 12, be about 11:30 or something like that when we saw it. So you'd have seen it. We were flying north, so you'd have seen it literally 2 or 3 minutes after I saw it. I wish I could walk 500 miles, but I'm going to be careful at least at the moment because of my foot problem. I were thinking of walking the Transpennine route from Hornsey to Southport. I might still do it. The trouble is, it would mean leaving the Duchess for a week or 2. I dare do that, that's the problem. Do it as a sponsored walk from Hornsey. It's about 220 miles in all. So I reckon it would probably take me 2 weeks. I don't think I'd manage 20, I can manage 20, 22 miles in a day, but I think there'd be days and I wouldn't make anywhere near that. So we've got us lads coming back. So I'm just going to stand over here. got kids really, they what? Say 17, 18. Yeah, it was on its way back, yeah. Yeah, it was quite, he just didn't, I just didn't expect to see that. The last thing you'd expect when you're on coast watch, you're watching swimmers, people on bodyboards, paddle boards, and you're watching small fishing boats come in and things like that. You don't expect to see something like that though, do you? No, I didn't. I was surprised really. I thought, wow, look at that. And there were 4 of us in there at the station. What is it? And the best thing was, its landing lights were on. One of my colleagues says, is he gonna land in this here? So I don't know. I don't think so, but has he got a problem or something? No, he just flew past us and made his way over to bed. And then I didn't follow him on. I followed him a bit on. He turned inland and I think he went near York. And that were it really. I let it go at that. All right. Yeah, we do. There's a lot of music talk on this channel. It's good. It's good. Sport, that's another thing. Would be funny, wouldn't it? It'd be funny that it would, Jack. Alright then, Edward. You go and get your tea bags before the shop shuts. You have a good evening, whatever you're going to do with it, Edward. I bet they'll have seen that this afternoon as well. And won't it? Because we do come down. Oh. But amazing, the dolphins. I'm sure they know what they're doing. They put a show on for people. They know people are watching them. I think they know. And they feel good at doing it. Because they are a clever creature. It's certainly something to see. I'll tell the old Duchess when I get home what you saw. Going back, it's a long time ago now, might be 10, 12 years ago, we were in Scotland and they had a minke whale in Fraserburgh Harbour the day before we arrived. So we missed it, we didn't get to see it. Yeah, I've seen them a few times. You do get them. I have seen them, but it's very, very rare, Tim. Very rare. I have seen them though. I'll tell you what, I have seen more than that a few times. I put a few pictures on here. Seals. Especially if we go up Holland Beach. I've not been for a while because of my foot. And we often see them resting. I have to be pretty careful. I don't want Toby annoying them or getting bit by them. So it's an issue. But I've seen them on Holland Beach, but I've also seen them on Withensea Beach. I don't think they bother too much about dogs. Them on Withensea Beach. They know all about them. They growl at them and show them the teeth. And I think the dogs think, maybe not, they run off. But I wouldn't want Toby to get bit by them. They can give him a nasty bite, I do know that. But I love the seals, I love seeing them. The dolphins, you know what we had here a few years ago, Tim? Look it up, the whales. Sea beach, the whole Wales beach was and they died. It was during lockdown. So when would it have been? I think it was Christmas 2020 or 2021, something like that. Wales on Withensea Beach. That's not telling me anything. Yeah, there were 7 sperm whales, only young. And that was in 2020. They all died. We couldn't, nobody could do anything for them. Awful. But people were coming from literally all over the country to take pictures of them. Some of them were sitting with kids on the dead whales. It was over Christmas at 2020. Absolutely awful. I thought, why would you bring your kids to see something like that? Why not take them to a slaughterhouse? It's awful. Yeah, look it up. 7 dead whales, Withensea Beach, December 2020. They were there for weeks, literally. The council shut down over Christmas. Some people though, they just, I don't know. I wouldn't have wanted my kids to see something like that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, a guy came and cut the stomachs of the whales open for that reason, because they will explode after they were dead. And they were just left there, like over Christmas, New Year. It took them about a month to remove them. Oh, Jack. It was just horrible. It was, I can't tell. I never went out to sea. I made a point, me, of not walking my dogs on the beach or on the prom. We go anywhere but there, where they were. A lot of local people were the same, but over that Christmas, we literally, it was like the middle of summer, you could say. The amount of people that were coming to see the dead whales just blows my mind. It really did. Right. You don't realise where we are, of course. I'll tell you. You know the houses on Hull Road we've been watching? This is where they're going to come down to. See, there's your lighthouse. And them houses. And then you've got that roadway, or whatever it is, bit of development. So it's coming right the way down to here. Tim, I don't think Jack's ever been to Blackpool. I think whatever you've got in Florida, we've probably got bigger in Blackpool. It certainly is. It definitely is. But over there, that's where you can see, that is where the, you know, the buildings on Hull Road that we were looking at the other day, that is where that is how far it's going to come down. So you can see it's quite a long way, isn't it? Well, lots of nettles here, so I don't want to get stung. Remember guys, if you get stung by nettles, rub the bit where you've been stung with a dock leaf and the stinging will go away. Oh look, we're getting black currants. We definitely are. Yeah, a lot of people do that, Tim. It is a nice place to chill, that as well, isn't it? People moan about with, but I think there's a lot worse places. Well, I know because I've lived in them. I remember when the boys were little, me, Nicola, the old Duchess and the boys, we went to a place called Eptonstall near Hebden Bridge in West Yorkshire, and we collected literally loads and loads and loads of blackcurrants, blackberries. And the old Duchess were going to make blackberry jam. Now remember, this is in the days before the internet, so she didn't know what she was doing. Well, none of us did. So she boils up all the blackberries, puts in loads of sugar to make the jam. Anyway, it all went off. You put some other thing in it, this preservative in it, which stops it from going off. So we had jars of it and it were all wasted. I might go and do it again this year. Make sure we have all the stuff for it. We can give out to everybody we know if we can do it right. Give everybody some blackberry jam. So if we're on the train coming from Hull to Withensea, we're nearly here. Just imagine the engine tooting its whistle, easing off the steam regulator, because you need to be slowing down now. Kids grabbing the buckets and spades or whatever they've got. Mums and dads getting the picnic box together. Because you're nearly here. The carriage has been full. That'd have been a real sight, wouldn't it? In so many ways, like the 1950s would have been a golden era for many, many people. Yeah, my foot's still holding out okay. I'll give it a good going over when I get home. Do them foot exercises and then have a go with that massage gun of the Duchess's. I mean, this morning I jumped out of bed, 7:30, had a shower, went into the bathroom with no shoes on my feet, had a shower, came back to the bedroom, got dressed, and my foot were fine. But I thought, don't tempt Providence. Well, we're almost back into civilization. We're almost back into the grand metropolis of Withensea. So there's the skateboard park for the kids. There's no kids on it, so I don't mind showing you. It's pretty good really for such a small place, isn't it, to have things. It's certainly gotten cooler than what it was earlier on. When I came out it was really warm. What's the temperature now? What's it like in Bridton? Here it tells me it's 23. So it's certainly cooled down a lot. I mean, when I came out 2 hours ago, it was 28. So this is the part we have for the kids. I'm not going to make such a big issue of it because there are kids playing in it. You might be able to hear their little voices. Hiya. Hiya.
You don't mind. Can we say hi?
Not really, I don't want, nothing bad, but I don't really want kids on it.
Okay.
There's all sorts of people on the internet, isn't there?
Okay.
I've got to protect you.
Okay, thanks.
You're very welcome. Oh, it's such nice kids. Can I just say hi? Part of me wants to say, yeah, of course. And then part of me thinks, who's going to have access? You lot are fine. But then, there's people who we don't know. And it's just best to say no, isn't it? For their own protection. Well, so now we're back in the metropolis. What I think we'll do, we'll walk around St. Nick's. It's as good as anywhere else. And then Lascelles Avenue. Have a quick look at the lighthouse, and then make his way back home. So it'll have been quite a good walk. And we'll get to about 8 o'clock, and then I shall take the Valiant one out for a quick one. By then the ground will have cooled down. hopefully tomorrow night won't be quite as bad as today. Tomorrow afternoon I'll be able to take him out. Hi Rhonda, how are you? I said to the old Duchess that Rhonda wants to say hello to you, but I don't think she's on tonight, isn't Pat? Let's just ask her to go on to my... There we go. I'm giving her a call now. I'm going to tell her, Rhonda, to come on. Hiya, Pat. I have got Rhonda on, Jack's wife. I don't know if you want to go on or not, and just say hello to her. Right, okay, you're busy at the moment making tea. All right. We'll do that. Okay, then. Okay. Right. Okay, Pat. Bye. Sorry about that, Rhonda. I said to the old Duchess, I've got Rhonda on. Do you want to say hello to her? But she said I'm busy at the moment and making tea. So but she'll look for you next time I go out. You just got back, Jack? Dave? Yeah, Rhonda, so she said next time I go out, so I'm busy, I'm making tea. So she says next time I'm on, she'll look for you and she'll say hello. How's that for a view? That's the idealised view of England, isn't it? Mock Tudor houses. Well, at least we know the old Duchess is all right, because she hasn't actually told me. I've told her to give me a call, just to text me on WhatsApp, let me know she's all right, and she hasn't. Well, at least we know she's all right. Tried to talk the Duchess into getting one of them scooters with a roof on it. I thought it'd be good. We'd be able to get out a little bit in cold weather, but nah. Jack couldn't sit in one of them, that'd be too enclosed, so that never happened. Oh well. Sometimes you have to try them things. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I like them mock Tudor ones. So, yeah. She says she'll talk to Rhonda tomorrow. So I'll be on. So when Rhonda comes on, I'll talk to her. She said, but at the moment I'm making tea. I'm busy. So okay then. Well, there we go, the lighthouse. And as Tim said, this is definitely the tallest building, not just in Withensea, but in the entire area. I think the only bigger building will be St. Patrick's at Patrington. There we are. It's certainly a big building, isn't it? And these are the cottages for the lighthouse keepers. These were built by Trinity House when the lighthouse was built. Yeah, so that's the propellers from a bullfighter from the war. This is the tea garden we have. Hiya, Pat. What's that for you? Another butterfly? It's gone. Here, Dave. Friend of yours here, look. Hello. 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 Yeah, Toby's with his mum. Let's get a picture of a pussycat. Pussycat, puss puss. Let's try and stroke the pussycat again. Ooh. I nearly got scratched there. Pussycat. I wasn't very happy about me touching him. Let me show. There's a picture of the lighthouse. Protector of his humans, that's the one. Yep, so the old Duchess has come on to say hello to Rhonda. I didn't think she was coming on because she said she was busy in the kitchen making tea. It's a higher part. I'll be home in about, well, you know where I am now, 6 or 7 minutes. So the good thing is, today I'll have walked 7 mile. Just now, by the time I get home, I'll have walked just over 6. And my foot is still holding out. With our buses. Bit shaky. So on Wednesday I'll be catching one of them to Hull. I'll be taking the gimbal with me. I'm supposed to be seen at 11:35, but you never know when you just when you go to hospital, you just don't know. So I'm thinking to myself, if I'm still in Hull, I'll have something to eat there, and then we'll have a walk round. You know, go to Mackey's or something like that. And I'll catch you guys up at the usual time. But I might well be home, you know, by 4:30. Because you never know, 11:35. Say I'm with them for an hour, 12:35, and I'm home for, you know, I'll be home for, 3 o'clock at the latest. That's good, isn't it? For the football. Hello. Hiya. Smell my dogs on him. Well, yeah. And why not? Well, so tonight is cadet night for the Army Cadet Force. My 2 lads, Reuben and Samuel, were in the Sea Cadets. And we had some good experiences. We went on board ships. Reuben actually had the chance to go to Florida. We actually stayed on board an American aircraft carrier. I'm not sure where it was, but I do know we went to Disneyland as well. The guy who ran the Sea Cadets, he had some friends and he knew people in the US Navy, and he was able to fix that up. It was really good. I think it was 2 weeks he went for. I lived on board an American warship for that 2 weeks, and it was great, I think, that he could do it. We had to pay the airfare, which was quite expensive at that time. The Sea Cadets paid for the insurance and other expenses, and the American Navy accommodated them. So that was good. What's around about 9:30, Jack? It was absolutely amazing for him. Ruben loved it. He was about 13 at the time. So like 30 years ago. Right guys. It's for Harbour with and sea. No, we got a couple of slipways and that's about it. Oh, thank you very much, Rhonda. It is lovely. Well, that is very true, Dave. Yeah, no, he had a really good time. It was expensive, but it was good. It was well worth it for him. I owe you a fiver from 1986. All right. Yeah, it does. It looks puffy. Yeah, that is true. Oh, I know, Rhonda, I love your Jack's jokes. It's always good. Hiya, Sammy. How are you? And we're gonna have a good night. Yeah, how long have you been here? Anyhow, folk, thanks for your company. Thanks for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscriptions. It's great. And I'm going to go in and get my tea now. So I shall see you all tomorrow night as normal. Oh, by the way, before I go, yeah, a bit late, but never mind. We've managed to do 7 mile. Hi, Dave. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, I'm just
And I shall see you all tomorrow.
mates waiting at the top of the street. I just dropped him off.
All right. I shall see you all tomorrow anyway. So good night. Hiya. Yeah, Alan. Yeah, I'm good.